Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. How would you like the idea of being able to hop on the subway in New Jersey? That was something that was discussed for a long time, and our next guest would like it discussed again. Tom Carver is the former Commissioner of Labor and Workforce Development under Governor Richard Cody. Sir, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I read the editorial, and explain how real that was, how close that was to being a reality, the MTA being connected to New Jersey.
It's been close in terms of discussion, never close in terms of reality. And the problem has always been that there have been other projects that have taken the attention of people and literally captivated them. First, it was ARC, the access to the region's core. Now it's both that program, now called Gateway, and also the rehabilitation of the Port Authority bus terminal.
Can't the idea, because it is a great idea. I would think that it would eliminate some of the buses that would have to go through the Lincoln Tunnel. It would eliminate some of the train and congestion of cars going through the Lincoln Tunnel.
Well, it offers a couple of things. First of all, it could reduce almost 600 buses a day through the Lincoln Tunnel. The problem is that you can't get to New York half the time. I don't know if you listen to the traffic reports in the morning, but I'll give you an example. This morning, New Jersey Transit trains were delayed over an hour, because of a problem in Secaucus. And the programs that we're following now, whether it be ARC or whether it be Gateway, all of our service is subservient to Amtrak, because it's an Amtrak,
right, exactly.
it's an Amtrak service. Not that there's anything intrinsically wrong with that, but it is a problem that surfaces constantly because you have overlapping of the systems.
But sir, the MTA isn't perfect. They have problems as well.
No. I don't think it's necessarily a perfect answer, but I think we have to analyze it to the point we have to determine whether or not this region is going to continue to grow and prosper, or whether it's going to die in the vine.
So you believe the Gateway project, the way it's explained now, the way it's laid out, is not enough?
I don't think either of those two situations will solve the problem. I think what we've always needed here, let's start from day one. The New Jersey counties, northern New Jersey counties, are similar from a transportation standpoint to the outer boroughs of New York City. They have 17 connections to the Midtown area. We have 3. The future of New York's economy is dependent on the growth of our commuter traffic from New Jersey into New York. Now, they don't recognize this in New York. This is kind of alien to them. Now, we know it's important to us, but it's critical to them. And their economy reaches a certain level and plateaus because they can't get any more people in there. There's no more growth to be attained from Connecticut or Long Island or the outer boroughs. The only growth possible for New York City is in New Jersey.
Another part of your proposal, when you talk about the Gateway project, which was interesting, is you said you don't believe there's going to be money coming from the federal government or as much money as we expected.
Not now. Number one, I think that because of the makeup of Congress, which is basically a Republican conservative makeup, not being critical of parties now, just that makeup is not attuned to devoting massive amounts of money to things like transportation. In addition to which, with the tax cuts, there is no money. I mean, the Trump infrastructure plan is basically a joke. $200 million is not enough to seal an envelope in terms of the transportation needs of the country. In this business of, well, the states has to pick up more of the cost, there is no money. There's no money in the state of New Jersey or New York or most of these states to fund a project of that magnitude.
Under that scenario, the Gateway project's in jeopardy.
It will be in jeopardy in terms of getting done anytime soon if it's up to the federal government to fund half of the project, which they originally agreed to. But of course, now in this new administration, they not only have walked away from it, but Trump is actively trying to kill Gateway. I don't know why, frankly. There's no reason for it.
Because there's no votes for him in New York or New Jersey?
Well, by the same token, he is a New Yorker. He understands the need for this project. It's been needed for a long, long time. What we need in addition to that, in addition to the 2 programs that we're talking about, both Gateway and the rehabilitation of the bus terminal, which both have to be done, we need a mass transit component to have a more permanent solution to getting back and forth between the 2 states. Those 2 projects, first of all, if we were to expand the bus terminal to account for a 40% increase in bus traffic, we'd make the problem worse, not better. I don't think the Lincoln Tunnel, the entranceway into the tunnel, Route 3 or the Turnpike can handle that kind of a growth.
No, I agree. I mean, buses don't seem to be the solution. That MTA idea is a tremendous idea. The other part of your proposal is to not only have New York and New Jersey pay for it, but other states help pay as well.
Absolutely. Every state in that corridor should be a partner in this process. It's not just a New York and New Jersey problem. They all depend on Amtrak. They all benefit from Amtrak. They should have a progressive coalition. Number one, they would be a force in Washington that they're not now, the two states. Rather, if you had all of the states in the Northeast corridor, from Massachusetts to Maryland as part of this process, including Delaware and Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Connecticut, join with New York and New Jersey, be much more forceful group in Congress.
Well, they are joining together for gun rights.
They're joining together for a variety of things. The economy, the environment, rather.
But when you ask them to pay for something they don't see a benefit immediately for.
Well, unfortunately, you raised the issue before about Gateway may be in trouble because of lack of money. We're going to have to look at new forms of revenue and new ways to raise revenue to try to keep this process rolling. And I believe that through a use of a portion, if it would be legal, and I don't know that, frankly, it can be done without some change in statutory issues, but if it could be done, a portion of their toll revenues, in terms of bonding capability, could be used to put at least a basis of funding mechanism in place to operate and maintain these systems. And right now, we don't have that money.
We've got to wrap it up, but have you talked to the current governor? Have you talked to any legislators about this?
I first met Phil Murphy years ago when I was a commissioner of labor, and he was in charge of a task force that Dick Cody had put together on pensions, and I was very impressed with him. I think he's got statesmanship qualities which have been lacking both in Washington and Trenton for a long time. I don't know he's going to be able to solve a lot of things in terms of today's atmosphere, but I think he has the ability to do so. I wrote him a letter before he was elected, asking to sit down with him to talk about both of these issues. It never worked out. He was busy. He was running for office, and who was I? You know, it was yesterday's news. So it never worked out. But I'm very, very happy with the selections that he has made to run the Department of Transportation and also New Jersey Transit.
I saw you talking to Senator Scanlon before we came out here. Was he receptive to your ideas?
He seemed to be interested in it. Yeah, we've never discussed it. Yeah, it is because you know what? It's the kind of thing that automatically should attract attention. By the way, it's not my idea. This is a program that was first developed by a fellow by the name of Jim Grella, who was a former DOT and New Jersey Transit official. It's never really gotten anywhere to the point of actually starting to look at it. I've been in forums where people have said, I mean, people who are deeply involved in the state transportation issue have said such things as, well, down the road, maybe we should think about this. We're down the road now.
Yeah, this is down the road.
We are down the road.
Sir, thank you.
In fact, we're in a dead end.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll end with the dead end. And Tom Carver is the former Commissioner of Labor and Workforce Development under Governor Richard Cody and has a fascinating idea. When Jersey Matters continues. Still to come on Jersey Matters, a well-known New Jersey artist recently passed away at 102 years old. We remember her next on Jersey Matters.